Good morning, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. Today is November 1st. I hope you had a great Halloween. Spiritually speaking, where you have found great wisdom, insight, intuition, understanding, love, whatever it is. I hope you have discovered and made some internal revelations about it. Today is November the 1st, so let's begin with that. What does 111 mean? This number signifies the ability to manifest and manifest thoughts into reality. So it is about manifesting and manifesting thoughts into reality. And all of this is going to tie into the lesson for today. The combination of energy and of this number 1 and the master number 11 creates this meaning. Number 1 signifies independence, motivation, uniqueness, new beginnings, leadership, progress, moving forward, inspiration, and achieving success. The number 11 signifies understanding your soul mission and purpose on this earth. As a combination of these energies, this number signifies spiritual awakening and enlightenment, inspiration, high energy, intuition, and sensitivity. This number carries a vibration of leadership, creativity, and independence, as well as optimism and tolerance of others. It is also about joy, inspiration, interactions with others, communication, and self-sufficiency. People who often resonate with this number are leaders, not followers. So this takes me to where we kind of currently are. This blue moon, full moon in Taurus, has been about the ability to see clearly. And when we find and discover what that means pertaining to our self, which also means that we are understanding outside experiences with other interactions of others, yet we bring that into how is it affecting us? Or how can we not allow it to affect us and see it as our own progress in moving forward? I ended up, let's explain a little bit more about let me tell you a little bit more about my experience yesterday. I had a lot more peace yesterday. Last week was me experiencing and I like to use the word initiation all the time now, because we are always when we get to a certain level, there will always be an initiation. And towards the end phases of our own personal understanding, there's going to be layers and layers and layers of initiations. And when you feel that you are constantly being initiated, you are getting closer to your higher self, closer to peace and bliss, closer to transcending thoughts, transcending ideas, etc. And you are getting closer to enlightenment. And isn't that what we have been working towards anyway? The bull's eye represents the ability to see. The illumination of the mind's eye means that we have the ability to see clearly. So I did experience a good portion of peace yesterday in harmony. I was out doing errands for the most part. Around 3 to 4 p.m., I began experiencing intense crown tingling, which I ended up understanding that both left, right, the entire crown in itself was being synchronized. It was in complete union. And this is what we have been working towards, of course. So it was as if I was wearing a motorcycle helmet, if you will, in that type of shape where the front of my forehead was completely engulfed in tingling and sensation all the way around the ears, in the back of my skull. Everything was receiving, was tingling, was vibrating, to the point of it feeling pressure, not pain, pressure. And that was my main experience of the day, where I could understand that synchronization, and excuse my phrasing today. I seem to have a lump in my throat that's causing me some irritation this morning. So that's all that I can really... No, it isn't. Later on that evening, I began to feel a sense of need. A sense of need. And I haven't felt this need in a long time. This is the form of need that I used to feel, except it wasn't so irritable like it was in my past, because of course in my past I was very limited, very fear-based, very lonely, unworthy, etc. Yet I knew that by this neediness arising out of somewhere out of the blue, it was me purging out something. It was me clearing out something, or it was actually an initiation phase. Could I get past this neediness of others, of how I was feeling that I had to know, where are you, kind of, why am I here alone, phase. It was a few hours, and it was spaced out, yet I was aware of it. Your own personal awareness of how you are thinking and what you are feeling in relationship to your growth tells you where you're going. So that was my experience. I haven't felt neediness, the need for others, because I have an internal love of myself now. I have the eternal love of our Creator, and I don't see others as a need. I see others as a gift, to where I am grateful for that gift and I shall love and appreciate that gift. But if the gift is no longer present, I will survive that. It's not that I don't care if it's there or not. It is that I know that if it's there, it's for me, and if it's not, it's not for me. So I have been, again, faced with fatigue for almost 2 weeks off and on, but especially last week I was pressed with it. And this is a form of creating that balance within, of all the hormones being regenerated, etc. Because it comes in spurts of highs and spurts of extreme lows. And yesterday was my highest moment that lasted pretty much all day long until, it was time to go to bed. I didn't feel any fatigue yesterday at all, is what I'm trying to say. And so, but my body needed to catch up, and so I was extremely tired last night, and because of my extreme fatigue and my physicality here, I did receive a lot of guidance messages that my body was too tired to get up and write about. I could only remember one thing, and that was very significant. I have asked my higher self to please help me, and my family to please help me to recall the rest, and if it ever comes to me, I shall give it to you. And so I saw Conquering the Bull, in a sense, and now I wanted to talk about what that means, because of course here we are. We were in the phase of being in Taurus. The bull represents a higher ground of thinking. It is, it has throughout history been, the bull in itself has been a sacred animal that represented enlightenment. And so I wanted to talk about that. And this is about Zen. And Zen is a way to uncover one's natural wisdom. The difference between knowledge and wisdom is compassion. And the compassionate mind is considered our true nature. And so it takes me to the 10 bulls, which are it is the paintings that were created. And let's see, I'm trying in the 12th century, I believe, by, I can't even pronounce this name, so you can go and do your own research about that anyway. And this is about the 10 bulls are about the stages that we will go through, or that you may go through to reach enlightenment. And so in the beginning of our journey, we are searching for the bull. And the bull is a representation of the ego. It could be just like anything in life. There can be an opposite of what it is. When there is light, darkness must exist. And if you are, wherever you reside internally, is what you shall perceive, what you shall attract. And so you can search for the bull, you can discover the footprints of the bull, you perceive the bull, you catch the bull, you tame the bull, and then you ride the bull. You transcend the bull. You transcend both bull and a self. You reach source. You return back to society. Now, this is also what I have been talking about in the rite of passage. And so what I received was because of the message, and this is kind of in between. I am going to say in between because I know this one says riding the bull home. The image that I received was a very strong masculine man who had the bull by the horns, but they were both ascending together. He was holding on to that bull and not letting it go and moving upwards. I understood it as ascension. I understood it as heaven. I understood it as moving upward. So I'm going to, because I am at that level, and I always have been, as I want to see something and I want to learn from it. I want to see something and I also want to praise myself. But because I am a person who is always learning, I am humble, I am going to take it as what? My lesson. And I am never going to take this information in, this message, and use it to make myself be better. Then I am always going to use what I receive or how I perceive as being better today. And that's it. I am not better than you. I am not better than anyone else. I am just attempting to be better than yesterday. And it continuously allows me to learn and move forward, be humble, receive, learn, move forward, be humble, and receive. So when we tame the bull, it's about the mastery over the self. Of course, this is self-control and discipline. You drop old ideas. You change old patterns. And automatic becomes conscious. And this is what I have also been expressing, in that when you have to train yourself to reflect in love, it's very difficult in the beginning. You have to use something to help you get there. I placed Christ right next to me. I imagined as if Christ were standing next to me, and how would I perform on a daily basis? What would I think? What would I speak? What would I feel? And how would I act on a daily basis? And I did this as often as I possibly could to push me forward, until it got to a point of, okay, I don't need Christ. I don't need to make myself think that Christ is here, because now I know that Christ is in here. That's what true faith is. That's what true walk is. When you walk the walk, you no longer have to train. It just is now. So you should use whatever it is that can be this positive stronghold on you that moves you forward on your journey, until it gets to the point that it matches your every breath. it matches your every step. And I'm not saying you're not going to fall down, but when you fall down, Christ is going to lift you back up, always. Always, because it's embedded in there. It's always there now, because there's that heart and mind connection, and not the mind to lower energy connection. And this is the process of, though you are making progress, you must still practice. Always. We are always having to practice at being our better self. You are trying to find compassion. You are finding compassion, and that compassion will lead you to wisdom. And so when you were finally riding that bull home, and that's what I'm actually assuming, or I am leaning towards with what I received. Although the man wasn't actually on top of the bull, he had that bull. And he wasn't about to let him go. And they were both flying. There was no fight because the man was stronger. So I know that he was taking that bull back home. But I'm using this as a lesson to, again, always learn. So when you mount the bull, you are slowly returning home. The voice of, he's usually being shown playing a flute. So he's able to play the flute at the same time that he's able to ride on this bull, which creates rhythm. So practice leads to flow. When you are always, again, practicing mindfulness, awareness in creation, you are flowing with life, with the universe, with Source. And the struggle, therefore, subsides. You embrace what comes, and you release what goes. You accept all possibilities as potentials. You observe without judgment. Now, I am also torn between what I have just spoken about, because again, I am someone who really wants to stay humble. I am somebody who always wants to learn, but because this is actually where I think we are with this message, transcending. The transcending of both bull and self. And so, which is part 8 of the 10 bulls images. And so, excuse me, when I actually said I think we were at riding the bull home. Because to transcend actually means to rise above. And this takes me back to a message that God gave to me months ago. I don't know the exact time frame, when he said to transcend into the higher self. Transcend the higher self. When we rise above any situation, by always choosing the greater experience, we are transcending it. We can transcend COVID. We can transcend evil. We can transcend darkness. by our choice to do so, by changing the thoughts, changing the emotions on what we are observing, and rising above that situation. My faith has taught me disease is in the mind, pain is in the mind, limits are in the mind, lacking is in the mind. Everything is created within the mind, whether good or bad. And you have a choice at where you are standing. You can rise above lower energies to reach higher understanding. It is your choice. And so to transcend even above the higher self is to reach source. So this again is going back to our personal tree of life. And that's why this is actually where I believe we currently are, especially because of the inner knowingness that we are tapping into with the pineal and pituitary illumination and the complete body illumination. At this level, we have already tapped into the crown. And the only way to go is up and connecting with Source. Now, this is the level of Zen, that all that you know is subjective. Truth is a perspective. Truth is whatever gives you comfort. You must lose yourself to find yourself. You must enter the void. You see, that void that I have already spoken about with the 0-point energy in my videos there that I did about 4 days ago. This is, and now what I like to do is, although the message is pertaining to where we currently are energetically, it takes time to get there. But if you believe in this concept, it is yours. So it is up to you to embrace this concept, to know that you are going beyond this void period, this the 0-point energy field, to connect with Source and bring that energy back down into your existence, because this will therefore allow your personal creation to begin, your personal manifestation to begin. And this is a great time. I'm telling you this at a great time because it's November the 1st, where the 111 is about manifesting. Again, manifesting with purpose, your highest self. And this is leading us towards, you know it, the 1111 gateway. So you must enter this void. There will be no individualism, no identity, no tangible, no comfort or satisfaction. Only endless transformation. No dark or light. Only enlightenment. Now, because the 0-point energy field has everything there, there is light and void of light. There is, if good or bad, whatever it is that you want, positive and negative. Yet, because everything exists in its unmanifested form, it is absolutely nothing. Until you can get beyond this field to the point of creation. And I can't wait to, after this, of course, you reach source, and then you return back to society. The return back to society, again, is still part of that rite of passage, where I expressed in that form of rite of passage, meaning is that you are learning, you are integrating, you are receiving more information, you are changing and transforming, you are hiding from society, and you will more than likely be given a new identity, quite possibly a new name, a new outlook, of course, different perspective, way of speaking. Everything can change about you after your personal rite of passage. And then when it is time for you, you are going to be reintroduced back into society as the new you. But prior to that return are levels of initiation. And so I wanted to give you kind of an example of an initiation. And however you understand it is for you. But I hope that you can go up and beyond what your personal experience or understanding is right now. And I'm going to use love here. Love in relationships, because we all try so hard prior to really loving ourselves and uniting with Source. We try so hard to make relationships work. And when our relationships don't work, we often think we have to leave. Many of you who know my story, whether on social media from the past couple of years or here on my YouTube channel, I have been honest about my own personal brokenness. My brokenness has broken everything around me. It's attracted brokenness around me. So if I was broken, and I have been married now for, oh gosh, I get this wrong every time. Is it 18 or 19 years? It's been a long time. When I first saw my husband, I knew it was him. There was something about him that pulled me. There was this loving pull that terrified the heck out of me, because I have never known such great love. I have never known what true love was. But we connected, which I didn't know, energetically. I felt comfortable energetically that way. Although we are the same, we are often different. And there's no right or wrong here. We are the same, yet we are opposites. And it works. But because after my accident, my pain got worse, my everything began to fall. And I'm trying to make this short. Towards my, I'm fast forwarding here. Finally, after 15, 16 years, I thought, this is not going to work. And I have to find a way out. That again was my ego telling me of a limit. My ego began to tell me of a limit and tried to seek control. Yet in that type of control, you will always have pain. I ended up turning to God, of all things, because I was a true faithless person prior to this moment. And again, I'm honest about that because my honesty allows me to always move forward. If you are a person full of faith, you are acting on your faith. Action is the walk. You're walking the walk. And so one day I remember I said, God, I need your help in this. Help me fix my marriage. And little did I know, that God wasn't going to fix my marriage. He was going to fix me. And I began to see that. I was like, okay, He's making me change my thoughts. He's making me change my emotion. He's making me change my words, making me change my actions. I didn't understand all of that like I do now, what it truly meant then. I just thought it was faith. God began instilling that type of faith within my life. And I began to realize love. Would love make me move away, or would love keep me? Love is selfless. Love is uncontrolling. Love is all-giving. Now, you can also love yourself this way, and you can love others this way. And so I have had several people come to me and asking me about relationship and marriage advice. I give my perspective, and it's as best as I can. I'm going to do it in simple terms here. When we break up out of pain, there's often a lot of period of regret. Did we make the right choice? And there's also a lot of pain because you are not ready for this breakup. You really don't want it, but you're feeling like you have no other choice. My understanding came that if I chose love and worked with faith in every aspect of my life, not only was I going to heal, I was going to be able to see clearly. And I had faith that if it ever came to a point that things were needed to fall away, it was going to with love. Love would make the breakup peaceful. When we are not in love, the breakup will be harsh, damaging. That neither people are going to walk away with peace and harmony. That this was for the greatest experience. Only love can help you do that. True love will help you both heal together if you are not meant to be. And that's what this form of, or reaching enlightenment is about. When you can rise above how you are perceiving something, how something is making you feel, you are being selfless, compassionate, giving, sacrificing. And in that true loving concept of giving, sacrificing, you are not just giving that type of great love to others. It is becoming you. That is the greatest gift you are giving to yourself and to the world, though, because the cause and effect. You know that, and there's no question about it, that the greatest outcome is always going to come because you choose love. And the quicker that you can realize what you are experiencing is temporary because life is asking you to choose which side of the scale you're going to be on, the quicker you receive more knowledge, more like energy, more peace, and more love in your life. I hope my story, or this story, helps. Your past will always come back to a point here in your current life whenever it's necessary for you to learn or to have an initiation. And every time that you can pass it you receive more. So yes, this week actually, my marriage has been the question, the test, my initiation period. And that's why when God spoke to me also, what were the words here? I can't remember precisely here without finding my notes. If I can learn this lesson. But I expressed it in one of my other videos in about judgment. But it's our own personal internal judgment, our own personal pain that we keep within our heart that gives us a like reward. If you are constantly and continuously allowing the past to replay and allow it to be fed into, which means that if your past pain comes up and you feed into it with more negativity in your current experience, like had I this week been feeding and feeding and feeding more pain and trauma and taken a negative action even afterwards or days afterwards about it and didn't go back and correct it with love, I couldn't pass this initiation period. I would not transcend. I couldn't transcend the situation. I couldn't transcend myself. I couldn't transcend to source. How far are you willing to go by letting go of your ego? This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.